So this is a culmination interview with our artist in residence, and actually, how do you like to pronounce your name? I mean, your full name. How do you like to be known as? Antonio?
Antonio de Silva.
Okay, and so we're here in the garden, the pleasure park of the Tom of Finland house, and it's called the Tom House, and this is one of the areas that you have especially liked to hang out in, and so I wanted to actually ask you some questions. And so how long have you been here at the Tom House? This
Almost 2 months and a half.
Uh-huh.
It's like 10 weeks.
And what motivated you to even want to come here and be an artist in residence?
It was because I came here a year ago. I wanted to explore the LA and California a little bit, especially LA.
So you'd been here once before?
Yeah. And so coming to the house, I met Sharp and Mark. We had a really nice tour and talk, and the garden was straight away also
a place
that I felt like I'll be very well connected with, and also the room, everything in the house, but the garden, the artist room, the bathroom as well. This bathroom has something very nice too.
And so you actually you sort of staked your territory in a way, in that it was quite interesting to see how you would actually take the weights from when you were working out, and you'd scatter them, or not scatter them, you'd place them in different locations within the garden, and sort of like making almost like
territory more.
Yeah, not that others were not actually welcome in that territory. It's just that you wanted to sort of make it that it was also yours, that you were sort of. What was that about?
I haven't thought in this way, but I just found for me the place to work out was the garden, and I left them there to come back the day after or 2 days after.
Uh-huh.
2 days, just to.
Actually, I think that you spread that onto Stuart also, because I think that he also followed that same sort of code of workout. So as far as, did you have a plan when you came here as far as what you wanted to work on, or did you have an agenda?
No, it was quite open, and usually I don't have a fixed plan. I work with intuition, and my intuition was I wanted to work with the idea of archive, and that's one of the things about Tom House. I knew there was a library, there was an archive here. This time I didn't want really to produce anything specific, to be here like recording and really capturing material to have a finished piece. I have to do a transition in my work. I need to understand new ways or new directions. This experience was also for me to understand where I am with my head, and actually in my body as well. I explored a little bit the idea of like physicality. That's why I was working out.
Yes.
I don't have usually I only swim, so pushing weight was a new thing for me. So yeah. And
you expanded that beyond the Tom House to the neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, the thing, there was something as well that I felt last year was this neighborhood. I felt that's really cool. The eco park, lake, the whole landscape, the type of architecture that we have around, the hills, even the street is very beautiful.
So you had a film night here, which was part of the Queer Biennial, and can you share some of your highlights, I guess, is what I'm really asking, of these 2 months here?
The highlights was also, I came here as part of was a combination of doing the residency, also because the Queer Biennial was happening at the same time. So, and we'll have a screen presentation in which I'm not always present because I think the work should speak by himself.
Yet something happened.
Yeah.
For you, when you actually were present for your own screening.
Exactly. That we had this experience in which I realized that I have done a lot. I was surprised with my own work, especially with Spank. It was a very intense process, and I haven't seen the film for a while. And that actually helped me to understand what's my position now as an artist, what will be more interesting to me to work on. Because I realized, I have experimented a lot with different techniques, with different subjects, and what's next, like I was a bit concerned about that. I want to keep challenge myself, so maybe I should have a break and do something else, or where I could improve and keep motivation.
In regards to the Tom House, if you were going to communicate to somebody else who's never been here before, what would you say about this place?
You know how to speak about that very well. you.
I know, but actually, I really.
You'd like to put in my own words.
Well, no, for you, because it's not.
It's a place with. It's a very humanizing place. I don't think I felt I was treated as an artist. I was treated as a person, and that for me is very important. That's this kind of warmness. There's a lot of openness, understanding about whatever you want to do, whatever how crazy you want to go. You have here the support. So here we have a community that is very specialized in certain topic, the male sexuality, in which is very much expanded because the house brings there's all this social element. You have many friends, you have even the people that work here, and they come to visit the house. There's many artists, so there's many interactions in which, like, very easily, from you not expecting, getting to know someone that has something that actually connects with you very easily. It's very interesting for me because lately I haven't been the best social person, but this time was like the house has all this social element. And of course, I have to say, having Stuart was also one of the big. We shared many things without having to say too much because this kind of communication.
Stuart Sanford.
Yeah, Stuart Sanford, and and this also expands to with the Queer Biennale. They are fun. They're passionate about what they do. They like to welcome other people, and very easily you also can feel like you can contribute, you can integrate, and you can have also a fingerprint in it's happening here, even an outsider that just came from nowhere.
Yes, and I think you actually articulated it really well.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what that's our intention, right?
Yeah.
And that was Tom's intention.
Again, going back to the social side. So that's why here, with you, we have this a lot, we had many talks. They were very touching for both of us. But for me, it was like, it was what I needed. I wanted to talk, I wanted to listen, I need to recharge again, and now have like a new source, another elements to flow with creativity.
So I want to ask you a question about spirit or spirituality, or your spirit, or how you experience your physical body and your spiritual body and your emotional body, and because all of them have been very sort of present.
You felt that?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
And the thing was, without me expecting, I end up exploring that spiritual side, because the house, you develop this myth about this place that everyone feels as well. Coming here, there's an energy, there's many stories, and there's many spirits. I start to hear your stories, the way you perceive things,
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they exist or not, it's the way you perceive them and the way you can perceive them. So my radar went as well in that direction. it brought me to this more sensitive, like this kind of let's call consciousness, being there, present, being conscient, and also trying to see beyond that, And I end up like doing something that was probably one of the best things I also have done coming here to LA. That was doing the meditation and doing the TM Transcendental Meditation course in the last week. And this gave me totally a new way of understanding myself and all the things around me.
Have you been aware that that when you first came here, you were quite a night person, but now as your time has the last couple of weeks, you have been much more a day person.
I like both,
Yeah, I was just aware of it, that you have retired earlier in the last couple of weeks and been more in the day. I mean, and part of that's been going to yoga and that.
Yeah, that's
just a notice. Yeah, I was just aware of that. Yeah. So I have a question, and that is, what are your plans now?
My plans are going back to Europe and digest the information. I need that. Mm-hmm. I'm here and I felt like I love this place. I want to come back. I don't want to leave. But sometimes also I miss certain things back there. So I have to go and digest, and I have to, and I want to feel if I have really like a craving for this,
For being here?
For being here. I want to understand.
What do you think, I mean, LA, what can you say about it for other artists?
Something is happening here, mm-hmm. and it's going to be even more clear in a few years. Mm-hmm. Even if it doesn't exist, it doesn't get established, I believe and I see it and I feel it. So even if it's just me and a bunch of people, that's enough. Mm-hmm. We're going to make it happen for ourselves, and we're going to believe that we live in the right time and exploring the right things with the right people in the right place. So,
is there anything that you can actually input to the foundation in regards to how we're actually running our artist in residency program? Is there any input you can give us that as far as corrections, or do you feel like we're doing it in the...
Maybe I'll be able to do this a bit further, and I know we're going to be in touch, and about being cleared about this, we can talk about this a bit further, but for the moment I shouldn't say anything because you guys understand artists, so I can't say anything.